Hey friends, I just wanted to share something with you today. It comes from my quiet time or my prayer closet yesterday morning, and it just really stood out to me very strong, and I wanted to share it with others because it helped me so much, and I thought it might help somebody else. So I'm sharing this morning just because I feel really prompted and led and sense that the Lord wants me to document it and have it available for others. So yesterday morning when I went downstairs to start my quiet time or my prayer closet, the verse that I had for the day, I was reading through and I was at Ephesians 6:16. And so if you're familiar, this is part of the whole putting on the armor of God text that's in Ephesians. And Ephesians 6:16 says, above all, taking the shield of faith with which you will be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked one. I cannot tell you over the last 21 years of walking with the Lord how many times I've read that scripture. But yesterday, there was a couple of words in here that really stood out to me like never before. And the first one was just the three-letter word all. It says, above all, taking the shield of faith with which you will be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked one. And so I was like, not some, not a few, not many, but it says all. I should be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked one when I take up my shield of faith. And so in my mind, if you have seen the most recent Wonder Woman movie, the picture that went through my mind is when she's running through that field and it's gross and yuck and mud and muck, and she's got her shield up and she's doing like this with the shield, causing those bullets that are coming at her to be deflected and not hit her, and she's just running just as hard as she can. And so that was the picture that came into my mind, and I started thinking, if I have my shield of faith every day, which is, God, I trust you no matter what, I can deflect the fiery darts that the enemy sends my way. I can quench them. But I also noticed another four-letter word in here that says, back up closer to the beginning of the verse where it says, with which you will, not you may be able to quench all the fiery darts, but you will be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked one. And so I was so encouraged yesterday because so many times the enemy will throw thoughts into our mind. There was a couple of times yesterday the enemy threw a thought into my mind and I just went, no, I'm not receiving that today. People, remember the text that this comes out of is that our enemy is not, our battle is not against flesh and blood. And so sometimes people will come at us and throw fiery darts, and we just have to, in our mind, not physically, but in our minds, go and stop that dart like Wonder Woman did in the movie. But what hit me even further than that is what happens when we don't use our shield of faith. And no, we're not going to be perfect. We're not going to always have our shield of faith up, and we're not always going to be able to quench every dart that comes our way. But it says if we have our shield up, we will, not we may, we will be able to quench them all, is what the scripture says. And I'm reading from New King James Version. But what hit me was what happens when we don't put that shield of faith up is that fiery dart hits us and it penetrates us. And think about a real dart when it goes, like people who do bow hunting or people that throw darts for fun, the game. Or think about when something, gets flung at you and it hits you. What does it cause? It causes a puncture or it causes a wound. And when we don't throw up that shield, we get hit with that dart that dart causes a wound, which then we have to work to be able to heal. And so as much as we can, as often as we can, in our minds, let's have our shield of faith on our arm, and let's throw up that shield of faith like Wonder Woman did in the movie and quench that fiery dart of the enemy. Therefore, we don't get hit, we don't get a wound, and then we don't have to go through the healing process of the wound that he has caused us to have. I hope that helps somebody, and I hope that it encourages you today to put on your armor every day and to carry your shield of faith with you wherever you go. And if you see me around town, or you see me in my car, or you see me at the gym or wherever, and you see me go do like this, you'll know that I'm just throwing up my proverbial or my imaginary shield of faith, quenching those fiery darts that might be coming at me at the time. And I hope you'll do the same. Thanks.